Hey everyone, it's Mark David Heiser from Daddy Did You Win, and here I am once again for another race review. I promise I'm catching up. So for this one, we're going to skip ahead to an August race, August 25th, 2019, the Fort2Base 10 nautical mile race. This is the second year I've ran this race. It starts at Fort Sheridan, just north of Chicago, and it finishes up on the Great Lakes Naval Base. So hence the name, Fort2Base run. And so obviously they have a different distance than what you're typically used to. They have a 10 nautical mile distance and a 3 nautical mile distance. I've actually just recently saw one other race in the country that goes by nautical miles, and that's down in Tennessee. That's another naval race that they do down there. And so this is a unique race, a unique distance, and it's one actually I was an ambassador for this year. I decided I loved it so much last year, I wanted to represent it more deeply than what I did last year, and so I became an official race ambassador for this year. Really, as far as this race goes, like I said, it is different in that, one, it's a point-to-point race, and also it's a distance thing, but it's very unique, and I enjoy that about this race. So prior to the race, the weeks leading up to the race, they had many different locations over the Chicago area that you could go to pick up your packets, such as, I think there was one in Chicago at a Fleet Feet or something like that in Chicago, and then there are other locations north of Chicago leading up to the race weekend that you could pick up your packet. With me being from northern Indiana, it's still about 2.5 hour drive to get up there, depending on traffic. We went up there Saturday. The race was on Sunday. We went up there Saturday. We actually volunteered at packet pickup, which is a lot of fun. We enjoy doing that, and we got our packets then, of course. Or there's also, actually we didn't get our packets at packet pickup. There's also, if you stay at the host hotel, you can pick up your packet there at the host hotel. And so that's actually what we did. We didn't realize when we signed up that we are going to be running or be doing a packet pickup, working it, and so we actually just had it waiting for us at the hotel, which was very nice convenience, a nice incentive to actually use the host hotel, which is actually a very nice hotel. I would recommend it. It's not bad at all. So we did that. Like I said, we volunteered at the packet pickup. Then we went to the hotel. We did some walking around Gurney Mills Mall is real close by, and so we spent some time there. Found Red Lobster, had some dinner there. Just got ready for next morning's race. So woke up Saturday morning. You have to go to a small college. You have to park on their campus, and they will bus you then to Fort Sheridan, where the start of the race is. This year, they changed the course up a little bit. Last year, you actually did a little bit of running around the neighborhoods, like where those who are stationed at the Army base, I'm sorry, at the fort, sorry, not the Army base, but at the fort, at Fort Sheridan, their families would live in these homes, and you'd actually run through that area. This year, they cut that out. So basically, you ran from Fort Sheridan, you went straight north towards the naval base, and it took quite a bit actually of the twists and turns out of the early sections of the course, which was nice. So you actually started a little bit south of the fort and then ran around the fort, which is just a beautiful place. They do have free pictures at this race, and they had cameras, photographers right there at Fort Sheridan, and it made for some great pictures that basically you get for free. So hopefully everybody who ran this race took advantage of that. But then you made your way to the bike path, and for most of the rest of this race, up until probably about the last mile, you're on a bike path for most of this race. And obviously you don't have to worry about traffic. There at any kind of major intersection, there are police and volunteers there to stop traffic and make sure you had a clean area to run in, and no issues with vehicles. So as I said, for the most part, it's a flatter course. There's not many hills on until the very end. This is like I said, this is where the changes really came in for this race, because you didn't run through the neighborhoods at Fort Sheridan. They had to find other places to run. And in the past, even before 2 years ago, they had I think they call it Hero Hill or something like that. I don't remember what they called it, but last year they had to cut it out because you can't actually finish on a naval base like you used to. They're still working on that. Hopefully next year we'll finish on a naval base, but This year still, once again, it did not. And so basically they have to wind you through town a little bit right outside the naval base, and you do encounter a pretty decent sized hill right at the finish. You know, you're thinking you're almost done, then boom, hit you with a hill that was not expected on this course. But it is what it is, and it was a warmer day, and so at that point you're just ready to be done, and it knocked me down a little bit. So other than that, though, the race is great. Volunteers all over the place, water, Gatorade all over. You had your aid stations. I did take my GoPro with me. However, it turned out okay, I guess you could say. But there's some video of that. If you want to check out the race highlights, you can check that out. That's already been posted on YouTube. Just find my channel and scroll down, you'll find it. So overall, though, I had a decent time, and I'm sorry, I do not remember off the top of my head what my time was, but for the second year in a row, I finished second place in my division. And so last year they gave me a coffee mug, which I use quite often still. I prefer the awards that you get more use out of than just, say, a medal or a trophy, but it sounds like they're going to alternate that every other year. So last year was the coffee mug. This year they went with more of your standard award, a trophy. It sounds like maybe next year they're going to be doing something a little bit different, something that's more tangible, something else you can use. So here's the trophy. It's not that large, but it's a nice, unique trophy. I've never had anything quite like this, so it's nice. It shows all 5 branches of the military, Army, Coast Guard, Air Force, Marines, and Navy. So it's just a nice way of representing the branches of the military. And then it does say actually my place and also my division there on the bottom. So it's a specific award. It's not generic. And it really does. It's a really nice piece, I think. So cool trophy there. Finishers medals this year. If you remember last year from my review, this is last year's medal. You may think that looks a little strange, which standing alone it is. That is at Fort Sheridan. That's the tower at Fort Sheridan right there. Nice ribbon once again. It does say 2018 on it, Fort2Base finisher, and does have all 5 branches of the military represented on the ribbon. However, it is also magnetic. You can see the small magnets there, and that's because on the back of this year's medal is magnets again. This one was silver. This one looks more to be bronze for this year, but they go together then, and they form one larger medal. Obviously still 2 ribbons, but one larger medal. And so you get both the naval base here, Fort Sheridan here, and next year's medal will go on top of this for a 3-year series finish off, and that will complete the 3-year series. So very nice medal once again. The medal ribbon actually represents more of the race shirt this year with the camouflage and so forth. It does still have the 5 branches of the military represented on the ribbon as well. So this is a great race. I highly recommend it next year. If you're thinking, oh man, I missed the first 2 years, I want to I really wish I would have jumped on that. For one, there are ways of purchasing, I know, at least 2018 medals, and proceeds to that will go to a scholarship fund of the former naval base captain who passed away during the last year. They will be given that money. Any money from that medal sold will go towards that. So they might be doing the same thing in 2019. Also, for a 2020 medal, that will be the 10th year running of this race, I believe. It's going to be a great standalone medal. I've already seen it. It's nice. It's gold. I think you'll really like it. So check that race out next year. Like I said, it's right at the end of August. I think it's the last weekend of August, and you won't regret that. As for the shirt, it is about time I find a shirt that I actually like and I'll actually wear. This is the nicest shirt so far I've received at any race for 2019, and it's about time, because I'll be honest, I have not been wearing very many of my race shirts from this year because I just haven't gotten a good one. So guys, that is all I have to say about the Fort2Base race. Check it out for next year. It is well worth it, and hopefully this year for 2020 we'll be finishing on a naval base. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'll be coming back real soon. I've got Blueberry Stomp race review coming up, as well as a marathon I haven't ran yet. So I'm almost there yet, but this weekend coming up, it is the Air Force Marathon. I will have that video posted hopefully soon after the marathon. So be excited looking for that. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day.